Pisces, it's Empress Rose here, and welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't, and check your other major placements, your moon, rising, Venus. I think that's it. I think I was able to say those without saying sun first, because this is probably your sun sign. So if I don't catch your storyline here or your vibe here, go over there, see what to those other readings and see if you can't find something useful there. All right, so we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments here for Pisces. We've already got somebody jumping out here. We are grateful for the accurate message we are about to receive on behalf of Pisces. Okay. Whew. So, deep sigh. All right, so all is connected. This is my Anansi card. This is my storyteller card. This is about how the stories we tell ourselves about our situations and who we are and where we are. The stories we tell about ourselves have a profound effect on our experiences and what's available to us to experience, and they pull on they pull the stories we tell about ourselves and about our experiences, pull on sort of reality a little bit, and we have a profound effect on the reality that we actually experience today based on how we frame things and who we are and the stories we tell and how we tell them and how we cast ourselves in that story as victim or hero. You can be both with the exact same story. So this is having an effect on your reality right now. It always is, but it's highlighted right now. We have protective nest. You are protecting ideas that have yet to hatch. You have an idea up here, a whole little nest of ideas, but they're just in your head right now and they're not hatching. You're protecting them. You also are protecting something in the real world that's coming out, that's going to be coming into the real world soon. And you're protective of that as well. Both of these have a real fall vibe, so I'm getting sort of that letting go vibe of fall, that because here we have the leaves here and the winds of change coming in and changing something, and then that's touching everything else and changing everything around it. And then we have this protective nest, which is also a really fall vibe. So there's a little bit of a sense of change coming in and letting go. This seems really stable, but we know these eggs are going to hatch. We don't even have to question it. We know they're here for the very purpose of hatching. That's why they're here, for the very purpose of bringing something into the world. We're not sharing it yet. They haven't hatched yet. We're incubating it appropriately, as all eggs have to be. They're in incubation periods at this point, but their whole purpose is to hatch and to be the thing that they came here to be. This is just the pre-being stage. And then we have secrets. So I don't really think of this as secrets. I think of this more as something that we could share. It's a lot like these eggs, something that we could share, and we're going to be able to open them. We're the ones that open them. Okay, so I think that's the message with these eggs, is that they're going to hatch when you're ready for them to hatch, which is unusual. It's unusual that way because normally, babies come when they're ready to come, and birds hatch out of the eggs because they're ready to come out, and they no longer have food inside the egg, so they have to crack the egg open, and because they're starving hungry, and they have to come out that way. So normally it's the being that's being born is coming out and decides when it's ready and when it needs the next stage. But this is saying that you are going to be the one holding the key and being able to unlock this and hatch these eggs. It's up to you. And whenever you're ready, and you're not ready yet, but you're definitely thinking about it, because why would you be up on this stool and touching this thing? You're there. You just need a few more steps, and you just need to feel ready. And we're not going to rush you to feel ready, because that sucks. Because feeling ready is a gentle thing, not a force thing. That's called assault and worse. But it's rape when we're not ready and we didn't want it. So you're waiting till you're ready, and that's really very important in this situation. With whatever we're dealing with, whatever ideas we're dealing with that need to hatch. All right, we're looking for a card for Moonology for our dear little Pisces here, for our little fishies. Okay, all right. Flipped, spun. I like that, spun, because it's reminding me of our little Anansi web here. We've spun a tail. We've spun a tail, and then it popped out, and here it is. Cardinal Moon, be bold and make the first move. So this can talk about making the first move is planning things out. So being bold. Okay, so it is saying that you do have this key, and it might be time, and it's encouraging you ever so gently to take that step and unlock that dream or that plan or that new creation, to unlock that. So be bold, make the first move. Now, this doesn't mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are supposed to hit on that guy, but it does mean that you're supposed to think about, plan, make some move in that direction. But this isn't necessarily, well, maybe it is. I don't know. Sometimes Tarot and I have very different ideas about how we should be moving forward. And you're here for Tarot's ideas, and I'm just here to read that. So, so it's sometimes hard to get out of the way of that. But yeah, be bold, make the first move. But I do know, I've read this card before, and it has an alternate meaning that I'm a little more into. So it does say, you know, avoid being reckless or moving too fast, coming into your power, and the time for action is now. Be bold and follow your heart and your emotions, and take charge of your destiny. Some of the key words popping out there. Because so this is more about, you know, taking charge of your destiny, knowing what you want. I just forgot. Time for action is now. So I think it is saying maybe you've waited here long enough, and it's time for you to move forward. And with this plan, it's time for you to hatch the plan. All right. All is connected. That could be, you know, I typically read that as the storyteller card, but it also could be that when you make a move in one part of your life, it has an unintended, almost, you know, these little threads, these little web threads, these little, what do you call that? My brain is not where I want it to be right now. You know, the little strands of spider silk. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I just had seen the word spider somewhere as I was shuffling, and none of the cards say spider. So, but just that silky thread, and it's connecting a lot of different things, and it can be not quite visible. So it could be that if you know, take charge of one part of your life, some other part starts moving in an unexpected way. All right, these are the ethereal visions. So Pisces, this is your past, this is your present, this is your inner landscape, this is what's at issue, this is your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. All right, in your recent past, you have a lot of people here. You have 5 court cards. Yep, and then a lot of sad stuff. So, all right, so we have, in your recent past, we have Knight of Swords. We have a fast-moving, determined, focused energy, very intelligent, very smart moves that have been made. And it was very quick, and you did this thing, and it was very quick. And that's in your recent past, with whatever we're talking about. So that should jog something like, oh yes, that situation. I did move kind of fast there. Or somebody moved kind of fast. But they were very focused, and they knew exactly what they wanted. They may have come in with some truth and some or some new idea or something like that, and kind of charged forward with it. Just a kind of a rushing, charging forward energy that maybe came into your life, or you rushed forward. This position doesn't say exactly who's doing the rushing, but somebody's rushing forward or has rushed forward. In your present situation, we have this King of Wands. So there's a man here who is very inspired, very in touch with his intuition, sort of has a little bit of magic to him, very strong, very maybe works in the arts, very charming, fun, usually a master of a lot of different things. He has a level of mastery of his art, and he's passionate. In your inner landscape, what you're hoping for, or what you're very curious about a new thing, a new emotional thing. You're very curious about it, wondering about it. What is this? There's a fish in your cup. So the page is learning, and the page is curious about things. And the page is also, you've got two pages, and you've got the Page of Swords coming up. And they're both holding this new thing out at arm's length, and just sort of like, what is that? So she's very curious about it, very hesitant about it, and just now learning about something. So that's what's going on in your inner landscape. Something's shown up here that you're curious about. You're not very sure what it is or what's going on here, but you are definitely still holding it. You haven't dropped the cup and screamed and run away. So you're still holding the cup and wondering about it and wondering what it is. What is this sort of new emotional thing going on? It could relate to this King of Wands and wanting to know what this new emotional connection is to this person that's come into your life. Probably just kind of charging in and charging forward, and you're really wondering about it and what it means. Because it could just, like, what is this? Is this... That's what I'm getting, is like, what is this? Is this a friend? Is this, what's their intentions? What's going on here? Is this going to be a mentor? Is this going to be a boyfriend? What is this? What is this? Or a girlfriend? Is this romantic? What is this thing that's come in? And it's this, I think it's this King of Wands character, and inside you're just kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. What is this about? And then at issue here is this Page of Swords. So we're taking this in the reverse. And there might be a lack of intellectual curiosity going on here. Maybe your curiosity just goes so far. But there might be, so normally in the upright, we're just beginning to like play with some truth and some ideas and some talking about something or some sort of idea. We're just kind of like, am I doing this right? But in the reversal, there might be too much pride to talk about, like if you're to even try a new thing or a new idea. There might be too much ego involved where you're not even going to pick up this toy sword. Maybe you feel like you're too good for the toy sword, or maybe you're just there's some sort of lack of curiosity, a lack of intellectual curiosity going on here that's actually creating a problem for you. And you may be sitting there going, fuck you, there's no lack of intellectual curiosity, but these readings are to open your mind and maybe explore that idea. Are you lacking some curiosity, or do you feel like you're too good to be a beginner again and start learning and be the learner? Or do you feel like this is beneath you, this this toy sword? Are you like, I'm already a great swords person, And I'm not going to go back and start relearning this all. But that's the path of, you know, greatness is the beginner mind. And you may be not wanting to go back into the beginner mind. Maybe you don't want to go back into, you know, that feeling of not knowing what you're doing, or not knowing what you think, or not knowing what you believe, or not knowing, you may not want to go back there. So you're sort of refusing to pick up the sword, or look at it, or explore a new opportunity, because or the temptation is at least there to not explore a new opportunity or something coming in, because you don't want to be a beginner again, and you don't want to learn, and you don't want to deal with this issue again. You know, like I already know what I think. I don't want to revisit what I think again. But so that sort of mentality could be causing a problem, and it could be coming. I doubt it's coming from this King of Wands, though, because he's a king. And he's very mature and very inspired and focused. And this has an immature vibe. So maybe this king has some immature parts of him, but I kind of think it's you, or there's some sort of vibe going on here of being worried about learning something new, or wanting to feel like you know what you're talking about, and not wanting to experience the humiliation of not knowing what you're doing, and the humiliation of being new at something, because when we're older, especially, and we're used to knowing what we're talking about, it's so embarrassing to go back and be like, okay, I'm going to try something completely new. And I think everyone should do it, because I've had some teachers that just like seem to have spent the last 30 years not learning a single new thing, and have no idea what that's like to like not know anything about a new topic. And so just for that compassion aspect, we should all be learning something new, so that we can remember how humiliating it is to not know not know stuff about a topic or about something. So in your environment, you have this Ten of Swords. You have a lot of pain here. There's so much pain, but you're almost to the water. So there's a very painful situation that's almost being resolved. And that's really cool. So that's in your environment. That's going on. I mean, you feel like you literally can't be stabbed in the back any more than you've already been stabbed in the back. But look, you're almost to this water. You're almost to this healing water. You're almost there. And there are no more swords to be seen. There's no more attackers to be seen. There's no more. So the environment is really closing out of a painful chapter of your life. It's winding down. It's coming to an end. There's nothing more to be done here. There's no more hurt to be endured from this situation. You've almost made it to the healing waters. You're almost there. I mean, and the healing's going to take a minute, but as far as being actively attacked and stabbed in the back, that's about done. So that's something in your environment. Some sort of situation is coming to a close. Some sort of painful situation is starting to end. So that's just something. You know, you may be going on in your life in general, or going on in your life in general, or all around you, or in your household, or in your family, or something like that, is the end of a painful situation. So you're not going to be surprised about that ending. You're going to have seen that ending come in a mile away. It's not like, surprise, it's over. It's like, you've been hurt and you're bedraggled, and you're dragging yourself through the desert to the water, and you can see the water, and you're very close to that water. So that's your environment right now, which is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look good, but the good part about this card is that it's over. The good part about this card is that it's like the good part about banging your head against the wall is stopping. And that's sort of the situation. You're stopping. It's ending. It's over. And then your to-do list is to come into this lovely energy. Oh my God. Are we really dealing with a king and queen here? We have Queen of Wands. We have highly intuitive, magical, witchy lady with her little familiar black cat. Very intuitive. Her mind just grows and grows and blossoms and blooms. Her third eye is just blossoming. She has the same strength, the same lions, the same strength as her King of Wands. This page might also be not believing what you do know, not believing not believing the ideas, not trusting what you do know, the communication you have had. It could be not trusting that. But here, your intuition, you're coming into this like magical, empathetic energy, very highly intuitive, intuitive, inspired, creative. Third eye is wide open. We have a lot of clarity, but clarity that comes through intuition and clarity that comes through, that opening, that seeing beyond the physical here. So a possible outcome is grief. So why are we making the bold? Maybe this is just, why are we making the first move here if our possible outcome is grief? Why are we coming into this intuitive energy? Is this Five of Cups? So this Five of Cups is, well, if we could take it as similar to this Ten of Swords, where we have these spilled cups over here, but we've got two full cups back there. So yeah, something's spilled, something's over, something's done. I'm getting like 3 years, 30 years, like years gone by here. But there's still these years back here. There's still like 20 more or something. So maybe you've missed out on something. Maybe you've missed something, and it's heavy sometimes to get a message. I understand it a bit too much, and so then I'm like, well, or I don't understand it at all, and so it's just kind of a strange experience sometimes. So we're grieving. You might be coming into an energy where you're finally able to grieve for something, for the loss of something. And here it's telling you have these two full cups behind you waiting for you to turn around. So it may be, time to turn around. Maybe we're coming to the end. Maybe we're coming to the end of this grief, and it's time to turn around and face those two cups, those two full cups. We have some sort of tower in the background, and there's just this heavy grief. But it's all water under the bridge. It's all happened. It's what's happened has happened. And there's a lot of hope here, and a lot to turn around and see and enjoy and experience still. And we're just gonna have to kind of, I wouldn't say let it go, because that has kind of, to me, a harsh vibe of just like, we're gonna have to go through this grief process, but when we're done, there's the hope. It's those two cups behind us, and it's just already water under the bridge. It's already passed. It's already gone. There's not going to be a lot you can do about the losses you've experienced, but there is there are two cups, and since I'm seeing the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, this two cups is reminding me of the Two of Cups. There is like a deep, close connection available to you, available somehow here. So this may be like mourning relationships lost or something like that. And this is we have a Two of Cups right behind you. We have a deep, soulful connection available when we're done with this grief process. So that was an interesting and trippy reading for me, honestly. I'm in a really weird headspace now. Yeah. All right. So coming into our intuitive, blooming, creative energy and strength. All right, Pisces, so I hope that was helpful for you and useful for you, and I sure do appreciate your comments, likes, subscribes. They are encouraging for me, and they also help raise the what do you call that, the visibility of the channel, so that other people can find these readings and hopefully find some useful information in them. So thank you so much.